Hey, Sonny here. Thanks for tuning in. So here's another lesson for Judas Priest for all you Judas Priest fans. You know how I love my Judas Priest. So today we're going to do Tyrant. I did a video asking about what Judas Priest songs you guys want to do, and quite a few response back say Tyrant. Obviously, there are still many Judas Priest that are good, but particularly that one I like it a lot, so I want to do it. It's a very short song, but a lot of changes in one song. A lot of changes in this short song. Great album, Sad Wings of Destiny, and I'm gonna break the lesson down in two parts. First part I'm gonna show you how to play the song all the way through to the first guitar solo, and I'll do another video later for the second half of the song. And I'm going to use my guitar, Les Paul Custom 1989, plug into my Boss Katana 50-watt amp, and it's a standard tuning 440. Here's a main riff of intro. So what I'm doing is I play like a F sharp power chord, but I'm playing my pinky on the 4th fret on the A string, and the open E string together with that, and then you hammer on to 2nd fret with your index finger to form the F sharp power chord. You play one more time. And then after you play that, and then you play the B power chord, and then open D power chord. The B power chord is A2, D4, and then the D power chord is open D and 2nd fret on the G string. Slower again one more time. So there's a little muting here and there, so you just kind of pay attention to it. So I'm doing one more time. Next part, you play open A and D string together, and then you hammer on the 2nd fret on the A string, on the D string. So it forms an A power chord. So after you play it twice on the A chord, you play the B power. After you play that, you play it again on the B power chord, and the open E string, and then play the C sharp power chord, which is A4 and D6. So the whole thing goes like this. So the last part again. Play the 2nd fret on the D string, A string, mute it, and then open the E string, and lands on the F C sharp power chord. So that's the intro. Okay, after the intro, the verse goes like this. So what I'm doing right there is I'm playing the F sharp power chord, basically. Pretty much like the intro. You play the open E string and the 4th fret on the A string together with the pinky, and then hammer on the 2nd fret on the E string. Now once you play that, you go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, you do that 6 times. And then that's one measure, and then you do 8 more times on the 2nd measure. Palm mute. When I'm saying palm mute is you put your palm on your string so you can deaden the string, but you don't want to hear that. You don't want it to go. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the first measure, 2nd measure 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so the whole thing so far goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and repeat it again with the F sharp power chord 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you play 2 and 5 on the E, 2, 3, 4 on the A, 2nd fret on the D, and you repeat the F sharp power chord with the palm mute again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the second time you play the run is a little different. It goes like 2, 5 on the E, 2, 3, 4 on the A, and the 2nd fret on the D. And you play, and you don't move your hand up and play 7th fret on the D string, pull off on the 4th fret on the D. So, and then it goes into the power chord. So again, the whole thing, the first one goes like this slowly. F sharp power chord, open E power chord, is open E string 2nd fret on the A, open D chord, open D string 2nd fret of G, 3rd fret on the B string, C sharp power chord, which is 4th fret on the A, 6th fret on the D, and you repeat the whole thing again. F sharp power chord, open E power chord, open D chord, and it ends on B chord, B power chord, which is 2nd fret on the A, 4th fret on the G, on the D string. I'm sorry. And after you play this run, so 2nd fret on the B string, and then 4, 2, 1 on the G, and then play 4th fret on the G, and then 2nd and 1st fret on the G again. And then 2, 1 on the G, 4th fret on the D, and back to 1st fret on the G. So the whole thing. And then you get back to the open intro riff. Alright, so the bridge riff is you have to palm mute on the A string, and then when you play the notes on the D string and G string, you do not palm mute. So the first measure, so you play open A string, palm mute, 7th fret on the D, twice palm mute on the A string, 5th fret on the D string, pull off open D, and then palm mute on the open A, and the 7th fret on the D string. Second measure, twice palm mute on the open A, 5th fret on the D, pull off open D, palm mute on the A. Quickly go to G string, play the 5th fret on the G, pull off open G string, and then 7th fret on the D string. So the second measure, together both measure. Third measure, this is the same. It's the same as the first measure, but you end on the G chord. And the D chord. So it's G, And when I play the G here, I use my index finger on the 3rd fret on the open E string, and then my index finger is kind of blocking the A string, so you won't hear it. And then I'll play the open D, open G, 3rd fret on the B string, and 3rd on the high E string. And then open D chord, open D string, 2nd fret on G, 3rd fret on the B. So the whole the bridge riff first part goes like this. Second part of bridge. Alright, the second part of the bridge, the first 3 measure, the first 2 measures exactly the same as what I just showed you. There's no change there. Third measure starts kind of the same. And once you get to that point, you will play 5th fret on the D string, pull off, and open D again one more time. Open A string, palm mute. And then 4th fret on the D string, pull off, open D, and then palm mute on the A string. And do the same thing again on the 5th fret on the D string. And then you end on 7th fret on the A, and then 5, 4, 3 on the A. So the second part of the bridge riff I just showed you goes like this. Again, one more time slowly. So the whole bridge together, all together, part 1, part 2, I just show you, combined together goes like this. Next part, I guess I got a bridge 2. It's open chord. You start from the B power chord, and then G open chord, open D, A open A, and then B chord again, open G, A chord, F sharp power chord, B power chord, open G, D power chord, open A power chord, and then open G, and then F sharp power chord, and then you play the open E power chord 6 times. And then goes to the solo. So the whole thing goes like this right there. Okay, so the solo is on the 2nd fret on the A string, and then you slide up with my ring finger to about 9th fret on the A. So I basically start from the 3rd fret, and then 7 on the D, hammer on and pull off on the 9th, and 9th on the A, and then 7 and 9 on the D, 7 on the G string, hammer on, pull off on 9, 9 on the D, and then from 7, and then from the 8th fret on the G string, slide up to 11. You can't really hear the 8th fret on the G, you just hear the slide. And then 10 on the B, hammer on and pull off on 12. 11 on the G, and the 15th fret on the B string, pull up about 1.5 fret. And then play the 2nd fret on 12th fret on the B string, hammer on and pull up on the 15th fret on twice. And then play the 15th fret again twice, pull off on the 12th. Play the 16th fret on the D string. So that one lick goes like this. Next one. So this is all pretty much the E minor pentatonic scale, like a B.B. King box. You're playing the 16th fret on the G string, 15th fret on the B string, and then hammer on the play 17th fret on the B, pull off on 15th, 16 on the G, and 17th fret on the B, bend up, and then release down. Play the 15th fret on hammer on to 17th fret. Pull off a 15th fret and pull off the open B string. And then do the same thing again on the 12th fret, 15th fret on the B string. So the second lick goes like this. Ends on the 11th fret on the D string. So far we have this. Next lick. Play the 11th fret on the B string, pull off to 10 and then to 8. And then play the 10th fret again on the B string, pull off to 8. And then do the same pattern, but slide down to do it on the 8th fret. 8th fret, pull off 7, 5th fret. And pick the 7th fret and pull off 5th fret. Once you pull off the 5th fret, you slide down the 3rd fret. And then play the 5th fret again on the B string. Pull off the 3rd fret and pull off the open string. And then play the 3rd and 5th fret on the B string. Actually, play the 3rd fret on the B string and hammer on the 5th fret. Next lick. This is Kkk Solo. So I'll slide up the 14th fret on the D string, 12th fret on the G, 13 on the B, 14 on the D again, 12 on the G, 13 on the D string. The next part goes like this. "13, 12 on the D, and then 15th on the A string. and then 12 on the D, 15 and 12 on the A, and 15 on the E. And then 12 and 15 on the A string. And then 12 again on the D, 15 and 12 on the A. And then play beginning lick again. Now this time around we're going to play this right here. So what I'm doing is I play the 13th fret on the D string. You gotta dead stop it twice. So 13, 12 on the D, and then 13 and 12 again on the D, and then 12 on the D and 15 on the A. And then slide to 14th fret on the D, and 12th fret on the G string, and then play the 14th fret on the G and pull off in 12. And then slide using your middle finger, slap the 14th fret on the G. So far with this. So once you slap the 14th fret on the G string, you play the 13th fret on the B string twice, and slide down the 12th fret, and then play the 15th fret on the B string 3 times, and 12th fret on the B string. So stop right there. So far we have this with the Kkk Solo. The next part goes like this. Well, that's a pretty long lick, so let's break it down. So the first part is you play that twice. You play 15th fret, pull off on 12th fret, 14 on the G, and play the 12th fret on the B string, hammer on and pull off on 15th fret. Do that twice. And the third, and then after that you play this. You play 15th fret on the B, pull off 12 and hammer back on the 15th fret. And then pull off and open. And pick to open string. And then you play 15th fret on the B string, pull off 12 and pull off open B string. And then pick one time on open B. And the next time you play the 15th fret by itself, pull off on the open B string, and then pick twice on open B. So far with this. The very last part goes like this slowly again. And they play 17th fret on the B string. Pull off 15th fret, pull off open B, and 15 and hammer on the 15 and 17th fret on the B. I shall pick the 15th fret on the B string and hammer on the 17th fret. So far we have this. Next part. So what I'm doing is I play 20th fret on the B, 19th fret on the B, and pull off open B string. And then 15th fret on the B, 17th fret on the B string, and pull off open B. You do that 3 times. And the last time you play 17th fret on the B string, bend up half step, and then 15 on the B, 16 on the G, 15 on the B. And then 15th fret on the B string, bend up, release, and 12th fret on the B, and then 15th fret on the B, pull off the 12th fret, and 14th fret on the G. And then the last part is 12th fret on the B, 14 on the G, and 14th on the D. So the whole long lick goes like this. Start from the bend. Dive bomb. So what I'm doing is I play the 2nd fret on the A string, 14th and 4th and 3rd fret on the D, 3rd fret on the E string, bend, pull the string down, kind of bends the note up. And it's 2nd fret on the E string, 5th fret on the A, 4th fret on the A, pull off the open A string. Sorry. Now when you pull the 3rd fret down, just slightly down. Don't bend it. Don't pull down too hard, or don't raise the note up too high. Back to the verse. So we're going to stop right there. This is the first part of the song.